What's up, everybody? Adam Savage Fishing here. I got a pretty cool video. I've been waiting for something to come in the mail. It's finally came in the mail. That's all I'm going to show you just yet. So I'm going to hop up here in the boat and I'm going to go over what I got and a few other things. So stay tuned. So what's up? So if anybody is watching my YouTube channel, is friends with me on Facebook, I've been talking about something I was getting in the mail, or waiting to get in the mail, that I ordered to go along with something else that I ordered from Dobyns. And that is, it's that time of year. Fish are moving up to spawn here in Kentucky. They're getting ready to do their thing. But after they do that, we all know what they're going to do. They're going to move off the beds. The females are going to move back out to the first and secondary points. They're going to start feeding back up, and then those fish are going to move out to deeper water. So me and Brennen have been trying to get ready for that summer, that late May, June bite. And I've never been a big, deep cranking person, just because, not to have excuses, but I never had the right equipment to do it correctly. So if any of y'all have ever thrown like a 10XD or an 8XD, it could wear you out. And so I would throw them, and the equipment I had just wasn't suitable, and so I couldn't throw it very long. So I would revert to being a bank beater, which there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to have fish that stay up shallow all year round, and you're going to have fish that are in deep. So I'm trying to broaden my spectrum. You know, I love tournament fishing, but I also love fishing in general. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I've been watching a lot of other videos like Mikey Balls, and that's where I found this product at. So big, huge shout out to Mikey Balls on this. But I have a Corrado 200 DPV. This reel belonged to my dad, which, you know, he's passed now, but it's a 5:0 gear ratio, so it's a winch and more or less. And from what I've learned in the past, you want that slower cranking reel to keep, you know, to slow yourself down and be able to winch that bait down. But here lately, I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm thinking that if I like this product that I ordered, which I'll tell you about that here in a minute, I could go to like a 6:3:1 or something, to where I could get that crankbait down quicker and then slow my reel down, you know what I mean, to keep the bait on the bottom more or less. So, not to keep you guys waiting any longer, I've ordered from Hawg Tech a 110mm handle. This handle is made out of carbon fiber, as you guys can see. You can choose your colors, you can choose your grips. I got the wind grips. This thing is super, super light. I mean, I don't have a scale to be able to weigh it. It didn't say in the package either. It probably did when I ordered it what it weighed, but I mean, this thing doesn't weigh nothing. You can, like I said, you can change the color schemes if you want. You know, you can do purple, green. I think there's even some gold and stuff he's got. I did blue because the rod I'm going to pair this with is a Dobyns 806 crankbait rod, which is specifically made for like 10XDs, which I'll show you that rod here in a minute. So I thought, hey, this would kind of be cool. It'd be like a silver and blue, and the rod's got some blue in it. So, not that I'm OCD like that, but I thought, heck, you know, it's kind of like fixing up a car or something. But yeah, this reel handle is super, super light. So, the only thing I hate about this reel, you know, for cranking, especially deep cranking, I mean, all you guys can see that I have a normal size hand. I mean, this reel handle on the Shimano reel is small. I don't know what millimeter it is. I mean, but just to give you guys a comparison, I mean, that's a whole lot more beef there. So, from what I've read, and even read articles that the gentleman that owns Hawg Tech and designed these reel handles wrote, is that, you know, a lot of people are under that circumstance that they think you have to have a lower gear ratio reel in order to be able to keep those baits down without burning yourself, tiring yourself out. Whereas you could take these bigger reel handles and throw a higher powered reel. And my philosophy behind it and what I've read is, you know, you bomb that plug out there, you crank it a couple times real fast, get that thing down there to its max depth as best you can, and then you slow your crank up. You know, whereas this, you know, I'm going to bomb that 10XD or that plug out there, and with this 8-foot cranking stick, you know, I'm going to reel it pretty fast, get it down there, and then once I, you know, feel it start deflecting off the bottom, then I can kind of slow down a little bit or maintain my reel speed a little bit. So, but yeah, I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to show you guys the rod I got. Brennen also got him a rod. He got an 806 Dobyns long handled, but it's a swim bait rod. So I'll show you guys that rod here too. So stay tuned. All right, so what you guys are going to need to install this handle on this reel is a 10mm wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver. And if you guys don't, another tip I would give you is, you know, get yourself a good toolbox that has a variety of stuff to keep in your boat. There's been times I luckily have not had to use it, but there's been times I've been with my buddy fishing, and you know, he takes his boat or whatever, and he needed a pair of pliers or something. So I try to keep, like, I have power poles in my boat and stuff, so I try to find me a set of ratchets, tools that is compact and that is kind of would fit anything I would need to do that I'm able to do on my boat with that box. So make sure you get yourself a good box, keep it in your boat, because it may be something you need or somebody else needs. So yeah, get yourself a Phillips head screwdriver, a 10mm socket, and we'll start taking it apart. So what you're going to do here is you're going to see a little set screw right there to take this cover off that is holding the nut that keeps that handle on. So we're going to take that off first, right through here. Get that little sucker off. It's a very small screw. So we're going to take that out. Come on with yourself there, bear. And set that to the side. Don't lose it. The new reel handle comes with an actual new blue screw that you can put on there. This thing, of course, wants to be a pain in the butt. So got that off, and now you're going to see that 10mm nut. So now we're going to take the nut driver, make sure you have it in the right direction. So we're going to take that off. Shouldn't be a whole lot of tension there. You don't got to crank those down. Of course, this one here, you know, is made out of brass. So we're going to set that to the side. We're going to take our old handle off, and we're going to leave this on there. Now, with Hawg Tech, you can also get your tensioners. You can get different color tensioners and stuff too, I believe. So, and what I'll do is in the bottom of this video, I'll drop the Hawg Tech link and put that in there for you guys. So now we're going to put the new handle on the reel. So yeah, now we got the handle on there. I'm going to put the nut back on there. I said you want to be easy with this thing, because this one here is brass. Let's get that on there. Flip my ratchet around. So yeah, like so. And then what we got to do now is we got to take that little set pin screw out, and it's a flat tip, so I got to get my box and get a flat tip screwdriver, and then we'll put the new blue cap on there. So yeah, give me 1 second. So yeah, so now we're going to take our blue cover. I'm going to set that sucker on there, line it up with the hole, take our blue screw, which I will tell you this screw is real small, so you almost need to get a like a watch repair tool set where it has the thinner Phillips or flatheads and stuff in it. I've kind of scratched mine a little bit because the flathead that I have was a little too thick to fit inside there, but I'm going to use this sucker, so I didn't buy it for looks, I bought it for use. So we're going to put that screw back in there, tighten it up, and then voila. So as you guys can see, I mean, that's going to be a lot more, yeah, just the grips themselves. I mean, compared to what was on there, I mean, this handle could almost sit inside this thing. I don't know, guys, if you guys can see that, but so yeah, this was probably in the this is probably like a 90mm, 92mm. It might even be less than that. But you got the grip comparison. I mean, just a lot bigger, a lot thicker grip. So, you know, those long days, if any of you guys are familiar with cranking deep or even cranking in general, I mean, at the end of the day, it wears you out, especially if that's the bite you're on. I mean, it just, if you guys are going to do it, invest in good equipment, whatever you can afford. You don't have to go out and buy the most expensive reel, the most expensive rod. I mean, people that can't afford that, that's great. But if you're going to if you're on a price point, you can still price point and get stuff to help you. I mean, this reel here, I had this reel, so it didn't cost me nothing. I mean, you can even still buy these reels. I mean, they're sought after, like the old Corrados and stuff. I mean, I've seen these rods or these reels on eBay and stuff for anywhere from like $50 to up to $90 a piece. But yeah, so just get you a good handle. This handle here, I think cost me $99 plus shipping. It is pricey for a handle, but I'm a firm believer in you pay for what you get. There's other handles I've seen that were made in China and they were metal and they had like weird looking grips on them and stuff. I wanted something that was made in America by somebody I could talk to. If I had questions, I could email that guy. Whenever you go in there and buy stuff from them, they you set up like an account so you can log in, see track your packages and all that stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to getting this reel out on the water and seeing how this handle actually improves this reel. And I guess now, guys, I'll show you the rod I'm going to stick it on. That'll kind of show you why I went with blue. So stay tuned. So yeah, what I got here is the Dobyns, and this is the 806 CB, which stands for crankbait. This is an 8-foot rod, and it's a moderate fast action. And as you can see there, it says mag cranking 10XD. I mean, it's an awesome rod. I've used some of the other champions, full cork. Like I said, it's 8 foot. It's got a lot of good tip in it, and this is really going to help when you're throwing those deep crankbaits, even the swim bait. I mean, I want to use it for swim baits, but this is why I got the blue. As you guys can see, this rod has some blue in it. You got some blue highlights around the corks. So I thought, heck, man, you know, there's some silver. I mean, all you guys that are OCT and like your stuff to match, I mean, there's ways you can fix stuff up, make it look good, but at the end of the day, to perform. So yes, this is a rod you guys will be seeing here very soon in the videos, probably even in the next video, because the next time I go out, I am probably going to be throwing a swim bait on this rod. So yeah, very light. I mean, I would keep your old equipment just because you never know, you might end up wanting to sell a reel, and you don't want to have to be obligated to sell the handle that you bought. Whenever, if you guys, like I like Shimano, I'm actually slowly converting over to 100% to Shimano on the reels with the Corrado K's. You know, you get a few DCs here pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, just look at that. I mean, that is one big ass handle, and it's going to help. So if this performs like I think it will, the next thing I'm going to try is I'm probably going to get a Shimano 6.3-to-1 or 6.4-to-1 and just try it out and see. Get another 110mm handle, unless this one will fit on there, and just see, hey, is it any more different having a little bit higher gear ratio? Because I'm thinking, you know, taking this long rod, bombing that plug out there, you know, reeling it real quick a couple times with that higher power gear ratio will get that crankbait down to its max depth quicker, and then just kind of slow my retrieve up. That's my problem when I'm cranking right now. Like, you can ask Brennen, or if you've seen in some of the videos, you know, like when we were at Cumberland, you know, we're sitting parallel with the walls throwing those rock crawlers and stuff. I mean, I'm whipping that reel out there, and then I'm just reeling. Because, you know, you're moving. You know, we're trekking down through there with the troll motor. We're on the troll motor. We're throwing out. We're reeling. You know, so me throwing a higher gear ratio reel is not good on some situations. So, you know, this throwing a lower gear ratio helps you slow down. So no matter, you know, it just helps me. I mean, everybody's different, but I'm thinking if I get a higher powered reel with a bigger handle to where it's not wearing me out as bad, you know, I've got a power handle more or less, that I could whip that crankbait out there and, you know, give her a few quick burns, get her down to the bottom, and then just kind of slow my retrieve up. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to perform like I want it to. But yes, brand new, just got the rod today and the handle. Like I said, I will put the links down below for Dobyns, so you guys could go check out Dobyns. They're very, very, very nice people to work with. You call and you actually talk to some nice women that work in the office. Gary Dobyns is very informative with his people on social media. about new stuff coming out and input. I mean, that's one awesome thing, is that he just made a post on Facebook not long ago, you know, stating that he listened to some of the concerns that people had on some rods, and he's changing stuff. So, I mean, me and Brennen both are more than tickled pink with these rods. So go out, check out Dobyns. Like I said, I'll drop the link in the description to where you can check them out, and then I'll also drop a link in the description for Hawg Tech. So yeah, check out those handles. He's got several different kinds on there when it comes to millimeter and stuff like that. Like I said, this is, I believe, the biggest one he makes, which is 110 millimeter. But dude, that's gonna be nice. I am really looking forward to putting some 12-pound fluoro, Sunline, Assassin on there. Big nice 10XD plug, and locking jaws on some big old saddles. So yeah, now let me show you guys this Brennen's rod real quick. This is Brennen's rod. He ordered a 806 HSB long handle, and when they say long handle, I mean this sucker is long. I mean, the tip to my elbow to my middle finger touches the seat, back part of the seat of the handle of the Fuji insert. That is a long ass handle. He hasn't got to see it yet. I sent him a picture that it came in. I mean, it's very light. This rod here can go up from 2 to 8 ounces of swim baits. So that's a pretty heavy bait. It's got a lot of good tip in it though. It's got a stiff backbone, but I mean, it's very light. I've never thrown swim baits, and me and Brennen both are getting into it and hoping that that's something else that we can put in our arsenal for summer bites. You know, throwing those big scroungers and stuff, and big Huddlesons and stuff like that in the summertime. But I mean, he actually ordered a pretty decent Daiwa reel for this rod, which I think, as he said, his reel's coming in this week. So hopefully the next video you guys will see this rod and his new reel. I'll let him talk about it a little bit on there whenever we get out on the lake. But yeah, I mean, that sucker is sweet. Very, very light rod. I mean, but that handle, I mean, Jesus Christ. I seen him pictures with Morgan holding it, and like she had it stood up like this, and I mean the handle was up to her thigh, and she's like 4 foot tall. He's got like 3 foot of handle there, almost all together. You know, from the back to the very front. I mean, it's about 3 foot, but it's very light rod. It's 8 foot. And this here, I'll show you guys the description on it. It is the DC 806 HSB long handle. That's what the LH stands for, is long handle. But yeah, you guys, if you guys are shopping rods and trying to figure out a good rod to switch over to, Dobyns makes, even in their price point rods like the Colt series and stuff. I've got a Colt spinning rod there, and I use it for Ned rig. I mean, even that rod itself is awesome. So I mean, of course, they're like any rod manufacturer. They do have some rods that are up there in the $400 and $500 range. I mean, but even if you was to go to a price point rod like their Sierra or the Furies, Brennen has some Furies. I used one of his Furies yesterday. Those are nice rods, but like the Champions, I mean, this rod here, I think they price for anywhere from like $250 to $280. But they've got, you know, specifics like crankbaits, jerk baits, spin. I'm actually getting ready to order a spinning rod, a 7'3", 703, which is a 3-power, or 702, and it's a full court grip. So yeah, check Dobyns out. Let them know that, you know, Adam Savage and Brennen Cruz sent you over there. And if you guys want to go out and check Hawg Tech, hey, say, hey, I watched a video Adam Savage Fishing put on there about your reel handles. He said he learned it from Mikey Balls, and I want to try something now. So yeah, y'all go try it out. I'll give y'all some nice, beautiful slow motion of this beautiful reel and rod.